What's up, Amp Unit? Impromptu Friday video. Who would have thunk it? But I had an extra 15-20 minutes. I said if I got 15 or 20 extra minutes, how would I want to spend it? With you motherfuckers talking about pro wrestling, of course. My Amp Unit, my people. So that's what we're doing, man. I got 20 minutes. I'm going to spend it with you guys. And before I get going and talk about Roman Reigns, never knowing when to shut his fucking mouth, now egging on Brooklyn, and a couple of other smaller stories, I just want to first apologize if my voice isn't quite up to par. I was screaming all last night as my New York Yankees took on those pesky Boston Red Sox. And anytime that my Yankees take on the Red Sox, man, it is always just the most insane type of games. So you go on like a roller coaster ride. Last night, we just got our asses kicked. We got our asses handed to us. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I posted one fucking video of me literally fucking screaming because our manager left a pitcher in there in, I believe, the fourth inning, and he allowed 6 runs and didn't even get an out. Not one out. 6 runs were scored, there was people on base, and 0 outs. Not only did our pitcher suck fucking balls all night, or in that fucking inning that he was in, the one inning we needed him to just fucking get 3 outs, he couldn't get 1. In fact, he let 6 runs score and puts more people on base. Not only did the pitcher suck, our manager forgot he even was showing up to a baseball game. Our manager looked like he was showing up to a table tennis contest. That was not baseball by my fucking Yankees, that's for sure, man. We end up getting fucking 8 runs scored on us in that inning. They end up scoring at least 15 runs in the game. I don't know, because in the 9th inning, I totally shut it off because I thought I was going to take my TV and throw it out the fucking 5th-story window. The Yankees, sometimes, and especially last night, look like... You ever see the movie The Sandlot? The Yankees look like a bunch of misfit kids, like in The Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls. Well, the Yankees are killing me sometimes. We're the second best team in the whole league. Second best. The only team that's better than us is the fucking Boston Red Sox. There's no reason we should be getting our asses kicked like that. Tonight is game number 2 out of a 4-game series. We better bring it tonight, or I am taking my TV and chucking it out the 5th-story window. And then I'm looking for Aaron Boone, our manager's ass. I'm getting amplified. We haven't even talked pro wrestling yet. All right, thank you for letting me talk a couple minutes about how pissed off I am about my fucking Little League Yankees at this point, right? The Sandlot Yankees. Let's get into pro wrestling, man. And again, before I get to Roman Reigns, a couple of smaller stories. For Aleister Black, not so small. Aleister Black, former NXT champion, and was in a big angle with Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. He got injured over the weekend in Las Vegas, it appears, at a house show. Now, you might be going, well, wait, Aleister Black just attacked Johnny Wrestling on Wednesday. How could he be injured? They tape those NXT shows, guys. They'll do 3, 4, sometimes 5 shows in one single setting. So that was pre-taped. And then at the house show, I believe it's Las Vegas, Aleister Black was taken out by Tommaso Ciampa, and they're calling it's an undisclosed injury. I don't want to really go into detail because we don't know the exact injury. We know that supposedly, anyway, this is what we're hearing, he got surgery done. Usually you hear that and you hear they're gone for a long time, right? At least 6, 7, 8 weeks at least, which would make Aleister Black miss NXT TakeOver. And that sucks because he was in this big angle with Johnny Wrestling and Tommaso Ciampa. So, what do you do with Aleister Black now? You take him out? You have Ciampa versus Johnny Wrestling one-on-one again? I'm sure we would all be okay with that because they have kick-ass matches. But it sucks for Aleister Black. But then we started hearing the injury is not that serious and he is still going to be in this triple threat type feud at NXT TakeOver. So which is it? He got surgery, but it's not that serious? That does not sound right to me. You're telling me he got surgery, and in just 2.5 weeks, he's going to be okay for SummerSlam? Weekend at NXT TakeOver? I hope that's the case. But usually you hear surgery, there's a recovery time. I have no fucking idea. Again, this news story just broke within fucking 6-9 hours ago. Something like that. Because it's one of my first news stories that I saw this morning. And usually I refresh quite often. So then I had to do my research on it, and still not a lot to be known, man. We don't know the exact injury. We don't know the exact timetable that he needs to recover. But that's Aleister Black. For those of you NXT fans out there, or anybody who knows who Aleister Black is, there's a huge setback. He was set for a huge match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and now it looks like that is in question. We'll see. Also, Kane, the Big Red Machine, he has officially become the mayor of Knox County in Tennessee. So congratulations to Glenn Jacobs, Kane. It looks like he is officially, for now, done with WWE. Because I don't think that Knox County will be happy if they just turn on their TV and Kane is just wrestling and they're like, well, what about our fucking town? What about our fucking county? You're over there making the big bucks for you. You're over there being TV superstar. What about our fucking county? This is not what we hired you for or voted you for. So it looks like Kane is definitely done. A lot of people are probably like, yes, fine, get the fuck off my TV. Other people are like, hey, man, it's Kane. It's one of our people. I honestly love Glenn Jacobs, the person. He's such a great dude, man. He is such an awesome person, very knowledgeable, very smart, very compassionate. He's just a good dude. For somebody of that magnitude and size and stature, he's such a great dude, man. WWE booking, as they do with so many of their talent, just booked him like an absolute fucking dipshit for the last 10 plus years. But when Kane first arrived on the scene and a few years after that, man, Kane was a legit dominant force in WWE. So anyway, as far as Glenn Jacobs goes, that is awesome. Again, congratulations. I love at his victory speech at his campaign headquarters, when they announced Glenn Jacobs, he went up to the podium with his Kane music. He had his Kane entrance song, man. And it was the one with the lyrics. Do you remember the old school Kane song? It had the fucking lyrics. I don't even know the fucking words, and I'm not going to try to sing after that Yankee fiasco last night and losing my voice. I'm not going to sing that Kane song, but it is a good song. That's my best version of Kane's music. But I thought it was cool. Glenn Jacobs had his entrance music play up to the podium. And again, that is really fucking awesome. What else? Undertaker and John Cena both look like they are not showing up at all to SummerSlam. That could always change. As far as a match, it looks like absolutely not. They had planned that Undertaker and John Cena were originally going to be a part of SummerSlam. Some people even thought within WWE they were going to go against each other. Part 2, John Cena versus Undertaker. But that is not the case now. Now it looks like neither one will have a match, and it also looks like neither one will even show up for an appearance. That could always change last second. Vince McMahon thinks he needs some more fucking star power, which I think he does. But as of now, it looks like no John Cena, no Undertaker for SummerSlam. That's the latest report that we're getting. Again, that was in the last 12 hours. And we're only 2.5 weeks-ish away from SummerSlam, so it does not look like we're going to get either one of those. Dean Ambrose does look like he's showing up at SummerSlam, not in a pre-planned match. It looks like he's showing up. What that means to me is he's costing somebody a fucking match. I see maybe a heel turn here, Dean Ambrose. Or does Dean Ambrose come back and they use Dean Ambrose as a fucking pawn to help let Roman Reigns get the championship? If that's the case, they ruined a Dean Ambrose return. This whole Dean Ambrose being out for this long with that injury, his big heroic return is to help out a guy who Brooklyn doesn't want to see there anyway in Roman Reigns. That's just going to get Dean Ambrose booed. That's going to ruin Dean Ambrose. I hope that is not the case. I hope they don't have Dean Ambrose come out to just save Roman Reigns. Man, that would be fucking horrible. Either you turn him heel on that night, or you have him help maybe Seth Rollins. Maybe I'm even okay with that, but do I want to see Seth and Dean united on day number 1 that Dean Ambrose comes back? I think you need something dominant for Dean Ambrose. I say Ambrose come back. Let's get that initial hero pop, and the fans are going nuts. And then you do like the Hulk Hogan at the Bash of the Beach, and you just fucking... I'm not saying Dean is up to that star power, but he's got a pretty good following. He's going to get a huge pop. And then I say, 2 minutes later, you do some fucking deed where Dean Ambrose turns heel. And the whole crowd is like, what? It's got to be impactful. This has to be something huge for Dean Ambrose. He can't just come back and help Roman Reigns get the championship. Brooklyn will boo both of them off the air. And speaking of, that's my big story here, man. Roman Reigns continues not to know when to shut his fucking mouth. He took to Twitter now, and he has a message for Brooklyn's fans. Now he's talking to Brooklyn's fans because he's tipped off that Brooklyn is not going to be too fond of him. It took people telling you that Brooklyn is not going to want to see you for him to know that. He's got, after 4 years of going around the country, and especially knowing how New York receives him, you honestly didn't expect this? So people are asking me, well, what about Brooklyn, man? What are you going to do in Brooklyn? There's no way you could just win the championship, right? There's no way you could be the main event. There's no way SummerSlam can go off the air and it's just you winning the championship. So Roman Reigns took to Twitter and he had this message for Brooklyn. I quote, this is from Roman Reigns to Brooklyn. Whenever I'm in the ring, I hear the noise. It doesn't shake me. It doesn't even anger me. I don't run from the noise. I thrive in it. I hope Brooklyn's ready to get loud because I'm ready to give them a show and take the Universal title at SummerSlam. He's calling Brooklyn out and saying, no noise you make is going to bother me. I'm going to thrive in it. You're only gonna make me a more badass, and I'm still gonna take the Universal title. So he says, and I quote, I hope Brooklyn shows up to get loud. He's poking the bear. He's the antagonist in this situation, and he's fucking with Brooklyn. If I'm Brooklyn, right, I don't know if I'm gonna show up or not, man. To SummerSlam. I really don't know if it's fucking worth it. I don't see the card being that worth it right now. A couple of SmackDown matches have me a little intrigued. Miz and Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe. Outside of that, nothing really intrigues me other than hopefully seeing Ronda Rousey capture the championship and finally take that off of Alexa Bliss. But would WWE do that? Knowing WWE, they screw Ronda again and Alexa somehow squeaks out of SummerSlam, still the champion. I don't know if I'm willing to spend the fucking money in Brooklyn watching it there, or am I much better suited in the comfort of my own fucking home, or maybe with a couple buddies at a bar somewhere. I don't know yet. I still might show up. But if I'm Brooklyn, whether I do or I don't, I'm either being quiet as fuck and not making a peep and shoving it in Roman's face. That's the only way you're going to really show Vince McMahon and Roman Reigns that you literally don't want to see him. It's not just a fun boo. It's not just a fun, ooh, you're a fucking, we don't like you. But this is fun. We actually are liking this. The only way to really drive home the point that you do not want to see this guy in the same role all the fucking time is to not make a single sound. Sit there in fucking silence, or if it's the main event, leave. That's hard because a lot of people spend so much money and they want to see the end of the fucking show. But we can do something so much bigger and so much more epic. We can make a statement. We can prove a point, just like when we used to hijack those shows for Daniel Bryan because we really felt that this was criminal, what was going on with Daniel Bryan. We clearly wanted him as the top star, and WWE was like, no, you sit there in the mid-card, little boy. Like Bayley would do to Sasha, tapping her on the head and being like, sit down, little one. Why the big boys and big gals fucking play on the big stage. No, we said no, Daniel Bryan should be on that. We hijacked those bitches. I say we show up and not make a fucking peep when that match is on. Now, the only thing that will ruin that is the little kids, obviously, and some of the females that want to have sexual intercourse with Roman Reigns. Roman! So they'll ruin it for us, I understand that, but the good news about Brooklyn is there ain't gonna be a shitload of fucking kids at that event. The money is so fucking pricey, you're gonna see mostly fucking adults there. It's gonna be the women that you're gonna have to be like, men, if you're bringing your wives or your girlfriends, just be like, honey, can you give me one night where you just like, we're trying to do something here, man. We're trying to fucking drive home a point to Roman and Vince and all of WWE. We can do something special in New York on August 19th. Will people actually do it, or are we just gonna get the boo, fuck you, Roman? Because it looks like he does thrive in it. That's his quote. He hears the noise. Every time we make noise, he's making the money. And Vince is like, yeah, we're getting a reaction. This is great. Brooklyn has to be smarter. I don't know the real answer. Either we stay silent and we keep our mouths shut, something Roman doesn't do, or we get up and leave. Those are the only two I can think of. What else could it be, guys? If you got a fucking, if you have any suggestion, I can speak, man. Last night's games got me all fucking razzled, man. If you guys got any fucking thoughts on it, suggestions, drop them down below. What else could we fucking do in Brooklyn? But something has to be done. Because now he's even egging on the audiences. He's like, I hear you. I don't give a fuck. It's not doing anything to me. I'm thriving. I'm still going to take the chance. They're still going to give me the belt. My fucking name's still going to be on the top spot because you're making the fucking reaction. Well, we have to somehow stop giving a reaction. Or else we're just going to see this for the next 10 fucking years. Every pay-per-view, Roman's in the main event. And we're always going to get this 50-50 reaction. Boo! Yeah! Boo! Ah, I love you, Roman! Oh, fuck you, Roman! You know, if you really don't want to see Roman in that spot and you show up to Brooklyn, we have to prove a bigger point and give a stronger message. Because he's taking to Twitter, he's hitting us in the mouth. He's hitting Brooklyn in the fucking mouth and saying, show up, be as loud as you can, chant whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to thrive in it and I'm going to take the championship. Doesn't say, you know what I mean? I just have no fucking idea. If I'm Roman, I'm not egging on a crowd like Brooklyn. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to continue my story. You were just over in Miami. You're not happy with that? You try to take the reaction you got in Miami, try to get some of that to stay with you this Monday, and hopefully you limp into SummerSlam with a better reaction than you would have gotten. Instead, you want to fucking now call out Brooklyn. Come on, brah. But that's fine. Challenge accepted, right? I think Brooklyn will show up and they'll do some unique shit. What's it gonna be? Who knows? But you said this. You called them out with weeks to go before SummerSlam. So there's still a long time to go before Brooklyn makes you their bitch. Just saying, man. You don't want to call out a crowd like Brooklyn. He just did it. Makes for a fun atmosphere. I'm just hoping it's a quiet atmosphere. Or everyone gets the fuck up and hauls ass if it's the main event. We have to prove a fucking point here, man. I don't run from it. I thrive in it. I hope Brooklyn's ready to get loud because I'm going to give them a show and take that championship. You ain't got to worry about Brooklyn. You gotta worry about how your fucking character is going to get over. Stop worrying about Brooklyn. Worry about you and what you're gonna do to captivate us. And that's what I got for you guys on this Friday, man. Kick this weekend's ass. I'll see you guys next week for Monday Night Raw's review and reaction. Much love and respect. Let's kick this fucking weekend's ass. If you're going to see the Christopher Robin movie, right? If you're going, I gotta warn you right now. When Pooh says, did you leave me? You might want to have a box of fucking tissues there. I'm just saying, man. I'm not saying I fucking shedded a tear. I'm just saying you might want to have a box of tissues, man. I think Pooh says something like, or did you let me go? Did you leave me? Something like that to Christopher. Man, I was like, whoa! I felt that in the feels. I felt that in the dome piece and in the heart piece, man. Really good movie, Christopher Robin. Guys, go and check it out. Not just a kid's movie, don't worry. You got a little kid, you're like, oh, it's going to be kid. My kid's going to love it, but I'm not going to like it. No, this is for kids, adults, it doesn't matter, man. Christopher Robin was a badass movie. And then when that's done, go to the theater next door and go catch Mission Impossible with Tom fucking Cruise, right? You get the best of both fucking worlds. B motherfucking C. For now, I will check you guys later.